Hello everyone. Today we'll be talking about section 7.2, interpreting graphs. Okay. So the first type of graph that we're going to talk about is the bar graphs. Okay, we have two types of bar graphs. The first one is a bar graph, and then we have double bar graphs. A bar graph is a graph that uses horizontal or vertical bars to show one set of data. Okay, and the double bar graph is use two sets of horizontal or vertical bars to compare two sets of data. Okay, so for example, the two bar graphs here. The first bar graph shows the number of books Zoe has, and the second bar graph, the double bar graph, shows the number of books that Zoe and Max have. Okay, so the gray one is are the books that Zoe has, and the black one are the books that Max has. So let's look at the two example questions. The first question, how many more science fiction books than history books does Zoe have? So we're comparing Zoe's book. So science fiction, Zoe has that many science fiction books, and it's 12. So the bar is 12 books for the science fiction, and then history is right here. This is between 2 and 4, so this is 3 books. So how many more? We'll subtract to find 9. So Zoe has 9 books more, 9 science fiction books more than history books. Okay, question B, how many more science fiction books does Zoe have than Matt? Okay, so we're comparing Zoe's book and Matt's book. So we use this double bar graph. Now Zoe has 12 science fiction and Max has 8 of them. So Zoe has 12 minus 8, which is 4. So 4 more books, or 4 books more. All right, now let's look at the second type of graph. The second graph is the circle graph, or also called the pie chart. A circle graph is a graph that shows data using sections of circles. So you have a circle, you'll cut it into sections. Each section will represent a different type of data. Okay, so the sections in the circle must add up to 100%. So all of these sections represent a percentage, and these percentage will add up to 100. Okay, so example number 2. Look at the circle graph above. How much more time does Akira spend on chat lines than surfing the internet? Okay, so let's look at the circle graph. Well, she spent 50% of time on chat lines and only 13% surfing the internet. So if we compare them, it's 50% minus 13%. That's 37% of time. 37% more time. Okay. Now you can see that the title here says Akira's week on internet. So this total time that she spent on internet is 20%. Okay. So, sorry, not 20%, 20 hours. So it says 37% more time, but it's not in hours. So we want to find how many hours there are. That's why it's 30% of 20 hours. So when we calculate it, it will be 37%, 0.37 times by, of means times by 20, and that will give me 7.4 hours more. Okay, so when you subtract the percentage, it only gives you the percentage, not the exact number of hours. If you want to find the exact number of hours, you need to multiply the percent by the total number of hours. Okay, all right, next one. Next one we have a line graph. A line graph is a graph that uses a line to show changes in data over time. Okay, it uses a line to show the data over time, changes in data over time. And you can describe the trend of the graph from the data here. Okay, so you can use words like increasing, decreasing, rising, or falling to describe the trend. Okay. Now let's look at the first example here. It says describe the trend of the graph. Well, if you look at this graph here, you can see that from January to March, the temperature is increasing. And then from March to April, it decreased. And from April to July, it's increasing. And from July to December, it's decreasing. So we can say that the graph is increasing from January to March and from April to July. Okay, so that's this part. Okay, now where is it decreasing? Well, it's decreasing from March to April and then July to December. So decreasing from March to April and July to December. Okay, now second question. Which month has the highest average maximum temperature? Which month has the highest average maximum temperature? Well, you can see that the highest number is right here in the middle. And this month is the month of July. So say that in July, you have the highest average maximum temperature, which is, what degree is it? It's 20 degrees, 20 degrees Celsius. Okay, last type of graph. Last type of graph here we have is the pictograph. A pictograph is a graph that shows data using pictures and symbols. Pictures and symbols. And it will have to tell you what that picture or what that symbol represents. So for example, this diagram here, you have t-shirts. And it says that each of this t-shirt represent 10 t-shirts. Okay. So now looking at this graph here, how many t-shirts were sold on Tuesday? How many more t-shirts were sold on Tuesday than Monday? Well, we can see that on Tuesday, how many t-shirts do we have? We have 1, 2, 2.5. 2.5, and each one represent how many? Each one represent 10 t-shirts. So that would be 10, 20, and half of 10 is 5, so 25. I have 25 on Tuesday. And then on Monday, we have 10 and a half, 10, so 10, 15, 10 plus 5, 15. So that will be 25 on Tuesday minus 15 on Monday, so 10 more t-shirts. Okay, second one. How many t-shirts were sold during the week? Well, during the week we have here we have 5 days. Or let's just look at how many t-shirts were sold on the other days. So 10, 20, 30, 40. It's 40 on Wednesday, and then 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 50 and a half, 55. And 10 plus 5, 15. So in total, we'll just add them together. 15 plus 25 plus 40 plus 55 plus 15. So in total, we'll have 150 t-shirts. Well, now remember, whenever you are doing these questions, make sure you have a unit for each of them. Okay. Yeah, so that's it for today's lesson. Please try all the even numbered questions for 7.2 and let me know if you have any questions.